Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Solo to Entrepreneur Show. You are with me, Lorraine Chai, the host, and today I have with me is Sven Sperling, all the way from Germany. He is a adventurist entrepreneur that has a lot of connections internationally. And as you see on the background, if you guys are watching this on virtual or on YouTube, you can see that he has been exposed and has connections with being speaking on stages and connecting with a lot of business owners internationally. So welcome, Sven.
It's my pleasure.
So Sven is in Germany at the moment, and he's in a different time zone, as you all know. So, I really do appreciate you for being here. Now, in a nutshell, who and what are you, and how do people see you as, besides an adventurist entrepreneur?
Yes, so we are specialized in creating once in a lifetime experiences, and our focus is on four-wheel drive experiences, like going into the Sahara Desert. I just came back 2 days ago from Morocco, where we experienced the desert. So this is the adventurous part and making or create with you together your once in a lifetime experience. That's what we are all about.
So here is a German going to the desert and traveling the world and doing a lot of things, right? So how did that interest come into place for someone that is from Germany? Like, yeah.
Okay, Germany is well known for the automobile industry. We have brands like Mercedes, BMW, Volkswagen, Porsche. And of course, as you see in the background, I'm very much interested into Formula One. So actually, it happened by coincidence. So it evolved out of a personal passion. So I had a dream as a child to drive one day a G-Wagon. And so finally I did. And then I tried and explored a little bit the off-roading. And from there, it developed the whole business. And now we do business for or events. We run events for Mercedes-Benz, especially for the G-Wagon all over the globe. So this is, in a nutshell, how it evolved.
But it wasn't easy, was it for you, or was it easy? Or like, did you see opportunity and you just grabbed it? Or like, how was that journey for you to where you are today?
Actually, I my focus was on IT. I did software trainings. We did in the 90s, we did web development, all this tech stuff. And so I just
That was
wanted
the in thing then, isn't it? IT was the in thing then. Everyone was grabbing IT, like now everyone's grabbing AI.
exactly. And so I just it happened. A friend of mine showed me some pictures from a cool event where they have had a press test drive, and I just said to him, "Oh, if you guys need support, I would love to help." And then 2 years later, it happened that someone reached out to me. Okay, if you have time, we would love to have you there to support us. And so it began very slowly, as I said, more out of a hobby. And then obviously I did a great job. I was able to speak English. This was a big advantage, especially for a German. And so I got freelancer contracts on an ongoing basis. And then I said, well, that is fun. Let's do and make it a serious business.
So this is while doing IT though.
Yes.
Okay. So how quickly was that transition for you? Because some people, they're like, okay, I'm working a 9 to 5 job or working for somebody else. And to transition from one industry to the next is very scary. So how was it for you with your transition? How quickly did you transition?
It was a transition which took place about 2 years' time. So it went pretty quick. So in the beginning, we were very small. I just had two employees, and then it evolved over the last, by now, 9 years. I have 18 permanent employees and a pool of about 50 freelancers. And then, yeah, it's growing. And the challenge in the event industry in this specific area or niche with the automobile industry, it's on one hand, it's not you cannot plan it in the beginning of the year that you have a budget and so forth because the industry they know what I want to do, but they make a short-term decision. So you have to have your, let's say, one solid foot, and we still do some IT development,
Mm,
and then you have to be able to cover yeah up time and downtimes in regards of events. And this is what I talk to every new employee. Look, we are in the event industry, and if there's business, there's an event going on, we need you full on. So there's no 9 to 5 job. The job is done when we are done, no matter how late it is, how early we have to get up. And then if there are times where not much is going on, then you can have some extra days off in order to equal over the year. So this is the way we work. It's not, if you look from, let's say, a legal point, from the viewpoint of an employee, yeah, in Germany we have very strict rules, but at the end of the day, if the employee is happy, I'm happy. So this is how it works.
yeah. So with people transitioning being from being an employee to being an employer, what would your advice be to those listening out there with transition from that mindset?
To be honest, I have never been an employee. So I think there is something you have to have within you that is, you have to have a willingness to risk something.
So
That means
let's change the question then. Let's change the question. How would you advise those people that are starting out the business? Because like you and I have never been an employee. I've been a contractor, but not like a full-time employee. So how would you, or what would your advice be for people that are building up businesses? Because we both build up businesses for like when they were startup. What is your advice for them? Like give us two big or main advice for those that are building up businesses.
yeah, in order to build reputation, you have to give way more than you receive back. You have to be willing to give everything you have, and then you have to make sure that the client is happy. Because the moment the client is happy, then the client will hire you again or will even refer you. So that means you have to be willing to give everything you have
Mm,
and basically go the extra mile. This is what I experienced. If you are willing to go the extra mile, you will get rewarded. It sometimes it's not directly from this specific project or client, but in general, if you are willing to give more than you are supposed to, then it will come back sooner or later. This is my experience.
mm.
Because then it happens all of a sudden, there's something popping up you didn't have on your radar, but it rewards your effort, your work ethic, and this is really the key. But I
So
think there are other ways, other experiences, and this is just my core thing I experienced.
So, with you speaking internationally in front of people and crowds, have you always been a natural in speaking in front of people?
Yeah, I was never afraid speaking in front of people. Actually, probably that goes back to school when we had these little theater games we were playing. So I got educated on role playing early on. So it
Oh,
was
okay.
um, in quote natural to me. So I was never ever afraid to speak in front of the audience. So this is something, yeah, probably I'm lucky to be blessed with that.
No, you were natural. I mean, look, you were trained as a young age. I think a lot of us as adults that have not been in front of clients, in front of people, with customer service and stuff like that. So it seems very unnatural for us. Have you trained people to be good in terms of speaking customer service itself?
Actually,
What's the experience? So now that you're in the adventure experience, right? And you guys are selling the experience. So
yes.
what is your experience with that?
If we have a lot of driving instructors, and uh, even big corporate worlds are sending people to our events because we are known for a very high experiential level. And they're always wondering, why are we able to keep that high level without having any dips?
Mm,
And my simple answer is, train your people to be authentic. This is really the core. Be authentic. Of course, you have to deliver some core messages, but if every single person is using the same phrase in order to deliver the core message, that's boring.
mm.
You have to deliver the core message, but in your specific, personal, authentic way. And this is the key, because then people can relate to you because it's natural. Otherwise, it feels like artificial. They're just, yeah, they have to be nice. But if you are really nice because you love the way you are supposed to do your job, then there's some
People know
connection.
that you're genuine, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. So with you traveling so much, the excuse that I hear over time is I can't make it, I don't have time. But you are at the moment it's nine something in Germany, but you're on this call and I do really appreciate it. So what is your comment or advice to people that say I have no time?
Uh, I always say this is one of the very few things in the world which is equal. Every one of us has 24 hours within a day. And the matter, or what matters, is how you set your priorities. And that's all. So if something is important to you, do it. And in addition to that, if you say that you are going to do something, then do it. And don't call someone later, oh, I can make it and stuff like that. So, you have 24 hours, you have experience, you have to plan some reserve into it, you have to plan time frames for unexpected things, for firefighting in your
Mm,
business and stuff like that. This is very, very much the key. Plan your day and plan for unexpected things. If you don't,
absolutely.
you're overwhelmed every single day.
Yeah, like this morning I woke up at 3 o'clock to deal with my Australian clients. So,
Yeah,
it's doing whatever you need to do that would benefit the clients too, at the end of the day, is how I look at it. And I believe
exactly.
that you do so too.
Yes. And uh, people are asking, when do you take vacation or days off? I really, I put, on one hand, from the logical way, I can relate or I can understand, but I can't really relate to it because if you really are into business and you are a real entrepreneur, then this is your life. And if it would be like if you ask someone, when you take some vacation or off time of your life, you are not switching off your life. Life is going on every single day, 24 hours. And no one knows when the 24 hours ends, you know? So
Mm,
really put attention on your planning, on your priorities, and then things will work out differently, I promise. Because if
so
you don't, things are happening, and then you're kind of behind and trying to catch up with what's happening.
no, that's so true. So with you being so successful, have you ever had any challenges in life?
Oh, almost every single day. That's just part of it. And here
Right.
comes the interesting part. Um, as long as you're wondering, why is that happening to me? You haven't figured out something. And the moment I figured there has to be both sides in life. So the good and the bad. And the good can't exist without the bad. Or you can't appreciate the good without having experienced the bad. So it belongs together. And if you're not experiencing challenges, you're not growing because you have no chance to learn anything.
Mm. So like some
Well,
people bounce very
like,
quickly. Yeah, some
yeah,
people bounce quickly, some people it takes days or years or months to bounce back. But what would you advise to be like for someone that is fearful? Like that's always the word we use, right? The reason why we are held back is because of fear. So what would your advice be in terms of facing that?
you have to expose yourself consciously to, yeah, uncomfortable situations. So, yeah, some people say growing is only possible beyond your comfort zone because if you are within your comfort zone, nothing will change. And this is one saying I have: nothing is as constant as change because things are changing, people are changing, circumstances are changing, and you have to be able to adopt very quickly to pivot. And this is an ability you can train like how you train to play tennis or any kind of sports. You have to repeat it over and over again until it becomes natural. If a tennis player has his swing, or golf player, it needs you need to practice in order to have it ingrained in your DNA, basically. And same applies to business and overcoming challenges.
Mm. It's every skill that has to be developed, isn't it? Like you don't expect to be an absolute, amazing person. It's there's always a weakness that we have to up level and improve in order to go up to the next level and consistently pivot.
Yes, and this
Have
will
you
never.
Absolutely, it doesn't change. So have you ever gone through any failures? Like people think Germans, they don't fail. You Germans are always on top of things. Like has they been a place where you have failed?
Absolutely, and not only once. So, for example, I even had a company in the early 2000 where we were dealing with renewable energies, with plant oil and stuff like that. And there, yeah, I filed a bankruptcy. So this was, from today's perspective, it was great because I learned to go really through bad things, bad emotional feelings and stuff like that. And this is strengthening. So, and there pops into my mind a sentence my mom was always telling: if it doesn't kill you, it will make you strong. So failure is strengthening your skills, um, yeah, your ability to cope with challenging things.
Mm. No, that's good. Right. So for success, right? People are like, you gotta find time for yourself, Lauren. You gotta find time for yourself, Sven. How do you find time or create that energy and time in order to have like I don't know if you've got a family or I know you have a partner, but how do you find time and balance that without having that argument with people around you? How do you have you to find time with friends for yourself?
Yes, it's for example, the weekend. Usually, of course, there's exceptions, but let's say if I'm at home during the weekend, I'm not touching the computer. So this is really time off. I go into garden, I meet friends, and yeah, be outside and yeah, live a social life. But to be honest, I am not that often at home. So I would say probably, I don't know. For example, in September, I've been at home 2 days. So in June, it was 4 days. In January, it was 16 days. But I enjoy what I do, and people who can cope with that, I look at it's their problem, not mine.
You're cautious about your time, is how I see
Yes,
it.
yes,
You're aware of your time, you're cautious about it, and you've made that decision in terms of, making it work for the business, making it work for your relationships. And also like we've had dinners together. So it's making work in terms of building relationships with other people too.
Absolutely. And one thing I want to point out is if you realize that yeah, what other people think about is not of your business, because most people are worried what other people think about them.
Mm,
But it's my life and I'm responsible. And as long as you try to please everybody, it's just not gonna work. It's just gonna not gonna work because it's not possible. It's impossible to please everybody because everybody is different, and some people like you, some people don't, and that's just a fact. And you have to accept it. And once you did, life gets easier because if you don't get along with someone, I respect the other person. I'm not trying to convince someone. I just move on and like with you, we had time to spend together during dinner, and that was an opportunity to get to know each other a little more. And either it clicks and we keep following up or not. It's simple as that. That's my viewpoint. Maybe people are thinking, yeah, that's too easy, but that's the way I am, and I'm happy with it.
mm. No, likewise, absolutely. Like time is precious, but the thing is how we spend it properly and how we use it and take advantage of it, isn't it? Like building relationship, that's how I got to know you. And that's how I got to know so many other people is through positioning yourself in the right place at the right time, whether or not it's business or, it's just a meal, getting to know each other kind of thing. So yeah, absolutely. All right. I gotta know this. What is Sven's routine? What is a routine that Sven does in the morning? Do
In the
you have a
morning,
specific routine? Because some people don't.
and this is something I had, yeah, a lot of arguments with my wife because in the morning I have a shower, and it's not just 5 minutes; it takes a little longer. And the funny thing is, if I'm showering in the morning, this is my creative time. I have so many creative thoughts during to be being in
Showering.
the shower. And this is really my creative time. And then I start showering warm, and at the end, no matter of the time of the year, I have a cold shower at the end. So I do this since 2010, so 15 years, and I didn't miss a single day. Sorry, I have to tell, if I'm traveling, for example, in the Sahara Desert, and if there is not a shower for maybe 1 or 2 days, because we are in the midst of nowhere, I have no shower. But if there's a shower around, I'll do it.
Okay. And then what comes after the shower? Like after you've gone through the creative process, do you write it down? Is it gets you going, it gets your brain going in terms of, okay, I got to do this. This is what's gonna happen. Like,
Yeah, I have on my mobile device, I have the notes, and then I make some notes, and then in the evening, I have the planning for the next day. I do a weekly planning on Sunday night, and then a daily planning on the evening in the evening, and then I go through my notes, and then it's a matter of speed of implementation, and
mm,
then I prioritize. Okay, is that a good idea? Do I want to implement it? If yes, then do it within the next 72 hours. So, or at least do the first step towards that goal or idea or whatever it is. Or you can put it in the backlog, that
mm.
usually stays there. But sometimes I scroll through the backlog and then something pops into my eye, and then that was a cool idea, and time has changed, circumstances have changed, and then I pick it up again.
No, that's good. That's good. My clients out there listening to this, exactly what I just said, is the planning for the week, planning for the day, and then it's what can you use right now and what can you bank it in for later on because it's not a priority right now where you can always look at the ideas later on. No, that's good. That's good to hear you said that. So, yeah, any other last thoughts or advice to share with entrepreneurs out there or business owners out there?
I would recommend really reach out to other entrepreneurs and kind of build either yeah a space to exchange ideas, or for example, I found an accountability partner amongst entrepreneurs and really hold one another accountable. Find your way which works and really benefits. Don't do it for the sake of small talk or keeping in touch. Either it works, keep it going. If it doesn't work, somehow just drop it.
Move
So,
on.
yeah, exactly. Be quick to hire and quick to fire as well, you know.
That's
What I
right.
apply to relationship as well. Of course, sometimes it needs a little longer to establish a relationship, and usually look for someone who is more successful than you. Because if you are the most successful person in the room, you're in the wrong room. That's not my advice. I got it from someone else. But this is
No,
really true.
it is. It is. And it was it Paul Singarelli that said like, no, it's not Paul. It's what's the guy? The Apprentice Australia guy, Mark Boris.
Of course, yeah.
Mark
Yeah,
Boris said he surrounds himself with people that can identify his weakness and call him out on things.
exactly.
And that's what you need to surround yourself with. So if you are like two people that can call each other's faults out for you guys to, consistently level up, then that's the way to go. But when I had my accountability partner, as you said, like the moment people start making more excuses and excuses, I'm like, you know what, this is not working. Let me find somebody else. Is
Yeah.
it's finding the right people that can push you up rather than pull you down, and it's being able to push both of you up rather than one person being dead weight.
Exactly. And here again, change comes into play because people are changing differently in a different speed, different direction. And there's a time where this two people fit, and then it goes like this, and then it doesn't fit anymore. And it is fine. There's
Mm,
nothing wrong with me or the other person. It's just not fitting anymore. And this is totally fine. And here have some people, yeah, some issues. Yeah, we have been going on for such a long time with really good friends or relationship. And what's wrong? Yeah, change is happening and it will ever forever do.
yeah, it's either get on the train or get left behind is how I look at it.
Yeah, and then you have to switch trains and you go that one or whatever fits your shoes or your
Yeah, absolutely. So,
personality.
so with what you do with the experience with the desert, right? Can anyone do it with you guys, or is there a specific people that can have that experience? Let's say people want to have that experience with you.
Basically, there's only one limitation, and this is you really have to be keen on experiencing something new, something which you have never experienced. If you're the type of person who loves to go to the same place every single year, where you know the restaurants and people and stuff like that, then don't go with us. But if
So
you're
no, but I'm talking about your desert experience thing because that's what you guys do, right? So who or how can they get in touch with you or your people if they want to have like an experience in the Sahara Desert
Oh,
and
I
stuff?
see. Okay. You can reach out to us through social media or our website. It's tabdifferent.com. That's our company website. To be honest, it's not really the most up-to-date fancy one, but at least the dates. But if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, there it's the easiest way to connect, and there you see what we do because I post very pretty constantly about our experiences, and then
He
you get
does.
a taste, and then you either like it and you want to do it or you don't.
Is it always in the same place or is it in different locations?
No, no, no. We go always to different places. Of course, there are some places like Morocco I like very much because it's a country of so many different cultures, landscape, climate zones. You have desert, you have high mountains, higher than 4,000 meters. You have the Atlantic Ocean, you have the Mediterranean Sea, you have dry areas, you have very rich areas where they grow a lot of vegetables and fruits and stuff like that.
Mm.
So it's very, very interesting. It's not boring. Like in Australia, you can drive for hours and the landscape doesn't really change. I love Australia, I have to admit. I really love it. But for an experience trip of 2 weeks, you have a chance within Morocco to explore a lot more different things within a shorter period of time. And you have the chance to experience the Sahara, the sand driving experience, because it's not for everybody. And let's say if someone is joining us in Tunisia, there we just go into the desert and we drive for 8 days in the midst of nowhere. And if that would be your first experience, it's probably not the best idea. Better have a little taste and then you can decide whether you like it and want to dive deeper or just enjoy the beautiful country and the people. The people are so friendly, the food is good. It's just great.
Amazing, amazing. Well, I'll get the details from you and I'll put it on the description. So those of you out there, I would advise you to follow Sven on social media. I'll put it on the description. Like all his things, follow his journey. And then if you're interested in doing one of the experience, or if you know of your company or you want to have something along that line, then yeah, get a hold of his people and then they can make it work for you in whichever part of the world they're doing it. So Sven, thank you for your time today. If you
Yeah,
all
thank you very much for having me. It was great fun. I enjoyed it very much.
Absolutely, I appreciate it. Now, if you all have listened to this to the end, if you love this episode, please do like it, share it, and subscribe. There's going to be more down the track with amazing people out there, such as Sven. And like I said, it's all about building something and doing whatever it takes for the success of your business. So, Sven, thank you again, and the rest of you, I shall see you on the next episode.